Planning for disasters and recovery from them is a necessity for every business. But before planning for disasters, we first need to define them and plan how to mitigate them. Planning for disasters and recovery begins with understanding what is a disaster and how recovery from such a disaster may work in practice. Another crucial element is understanding your environment so you can identify critical infrastructure and plan, test, verify, and execute for its recovery. The different parts of your infrastructure may require different approaches to recovery. I'll briefly talk about some features of Data Protector that can be used in your disaster recovery planning, namely EADR, or Enhanced Automated Disaster Recovery, as well as third-party tools which may be used with Data Protector. On this slide, I'll talk about 3 possible disasters, the first of which is a server crash. Data loss from a server crash can be a disaster which may take days to recover from without proper planning. If you have a plan in place, it can take only a few hours in a 2-stage recovery. First stage, of course, would be to recover the server, and the second stage would be to restore the data. Failed hardware is a disaster in itself, which can be preventing you from recovering your server as quickly as you want. However, if you have the replacement parts, Data Protector allows you to recover the operating system and data with minimal effort. There is, of course, some limitations. A common limitation is that the new hardware should be the same as the failed one, and this is due to the operating system drivers needed. However, a new hard disk can be with more capacity than the failed one, and that will not prevent recovery. By taking regular backups with disaster recovery options enabled, your disaster recovery dataset will be as up to date as you need it to be. And if the server crashes, you can create a disaster recovery image, put it up from the server, and recover it to the state before the crash. The second example we have here is application crash. Applications fail for many reasons. The most common is due to patching of the operating system or a failed application update. Your disaster recovery objective is to recover the application to production state as quickly as possible. However, if storage loss is the reason for the crash, you can't recover your application until that is resolved first. All applications require some manual installation and configuration, but if the server is running fine and the application is configured properly, your database can be easily restored with Data Protector. The last example we have here is a data center fire. And of course, no software can recover you from a server loss. However, with proper planning and using Data Protector features such as copy and replication in your disaster recovery plans, you could be running from a new location, from a new server, or a virtual instance or a cloud instance within minutes or just a few hours. Let's talk about critical infrastructure. As a business, you need to identify your most critical servers and plan for their protection and recovery. Considering all servers and all applications as critical is costly in both storage and performance. Objective to any disaster recovery is to be up and running with the critical infrastructure as soon as possible, and you want to have exact steps with guaranteed results. A lot of planning, testing, and verifications need to be done so you can execute a successful disaster recovery and return to business as usual. Unfortunately, most businesses expect simple backups to be enough, and they're surprised that sometimes disaster recovery takes a few days if they're lucky. In order to have a working disaster recovery plan, you need to also have disaster recovery plans for the items that are outside of Data Protector's control. Is your network ready? Is storage properly assigned? Is Active Directory or DNS working as expected? Most recoveries from disasters take more time than planned due to items that are outside of the backup realm. A checklist with all the prerequisites need to be verified before executing on your disaster recovery plan. For different types of deployments in your infrastructure, you need to have different disaster recovery plans. Physical infrastructure is not recovered the same as virtual infrastructure. Files are not recovered the same as application data. It's all a lot to think about, but Data Protector is robust enough to help you address these challenges. One Data Protector feature which helps with your disaster recovery plans is Enhanced Automated Disaster Recovery, or EADR. It is already included in Data Protector and can be easily deployed and configured with your very first backup. If your servers are running supported operating system version such as Windows 2016 or Windows 2019, Red Hat 7 or 8, /12 or 15, this would be your go-to disaster recovery solution. Once you take the first backup and the initial disaster recovery dataset is created, you're ready to test your disaster recovery plans. If your tests are successful, you can deploy it everywhere you need it and expect successful disaster recovery every time. One thing to keep in mind is that if you change your environment, you need to verify that the disaster recovery plan you have in place still works with the new changes to avoid any costly delays in the recovery process. Also, always read the support matrix documentation with the current Data Protector version to understand what's possible, what are the limitations, and of course, always test first before deploying any solution in your production environment. Other Data Protector options we have for disaster recovery, in this case, deals with virtual machines. With the Power On capability, you can start a VM directly from backup without the need to restore it first. This is currently supported on HP StoreOne's devices and Dell EMC data domain appliances. Power On can be used for more than just disaster recovery. You can use it to recover single files from the VM or quickly compare previous configuration of the same VM. Data Protector works with many vendors, both software and hardware. It also works well with many open source solutions such as Relax and Recover, an easy way to perform disaster recovery for your Linux servers. The reason it is listed in this presentation is to highlight that because of the many different ways an environment can be configured, both with hardware and software, your needs may be different than what Data Protector EADR feature currently supports. You may need to use an external tool such as this to be able to cover 100% of your disaster recovery needs.